Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the heart of steel.
And Iron Man, all jets ablaze, he fights and fights with the counter rays. Amazing armor,
That's Iron Man.
a blazing power.
That's Iron Man.
Hi, Nerds on the Couch here. I'm Renee.
David?
Orle. Chino.
We went out, we saw Iron Man 3 at our theater in 3D. All this. We're going to discuss what we thought of it. Gentlemen, initial thoughts?
I was really looking forward to this movie. I was really looking forward to this movie and seeing the Mandarin. You know what? There's. I don't want to go ahead and spare any spoilers on this, but you know, at least it was better than Dark Knight Rising.
That it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll go ahead
it was
and
better
admit
than
that
Dark
much.
Knight Rising, and you know what? I have to just say this. I didn't feel that there was any respect towards the storyline, and they did the same thing that they did with Spider-Man 3, bringing out too many storylines all at once and just combining them, and that's no respect towards it.
Now, I must say this right now. If you are not a comic book nerd, you're probably going to love this film.
You know what? I gotta say, okay. If you like the action, I love the action. I loved all that nice, fun stuff. It has plenty of toys out there, that's for sure. That you can go ahead and mix and match. And of course, you already see that coming out. But you know what? I just have problems with the fact that they brought out too many things. They did
Let me
too
tell
much
you
stuff.
my
all this
initial
stuff.
thoughts. The beginning, I was into it. You know, I mean, I was into the beginning. I thought,
yeah.
okay, you know, the beginning started off well. I'm moving into it. I'm kind of getting along with it, and I'm okay with it. Like, first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes, I'm okay. You know, there's some Iron Man action in there. There's, you know, some cool little explosions and action scenes going on. Oh, there's a bad guy coming. Oh, there's a terrorist thing. But again, no spoilers. We don't do spoilers. But about, I think, halfway into the movie, I was starting to doubt what is happening in here. I was starting to go, okay, where are we going with this? Is this Iron Man? Is this what we do? Is this, what? Halfway through it, I'm starting to question the movie. And by the time we were getting toward the climax, I was starting to question, I started to think, what am I going to say here? What am I going to say? Because I was conflicted. There's parts that I liked, but then there's parts that I just don't know. And when I was watching toward the end, I was wrestling. Am I going to say that I liked this movie? Am I going to say that I didn't? And here I am doing the podcast, and I still don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I don't know if I liked it. I felt, I feel real, yeah, you're right. I feel real conflicted. And, it's like the difference between good pizza and bad pizza. Sure, bad pizza's okay, but it's not great pizza.
Yeah.
I have to gotta go with what Orly said. Okay, the movie is okay, which is a crime. It's supposed to be great. It's not just supposed to be okay. And that's what the movie is, okay. That's the biggest problem with this one. In Iron Man 1, we have Tony Stark. In Iron Man 2, we have Tony Stark. In Iron Man 3, we have Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, okay?
Yeah.
That is the biggest... For me, that's one of the biggest flaws. Okay, if you're going to go see this movie, don't expect to see Tony Stark. Expect to see Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, okay?
Yeah.
My second problem with this movie is... For an Iron Man movie, there is very little tech. Okay, watch the movie as you go through it. You're gonna see there's limited tech, which is a crime in my opinion when it comes to an Iron Man movie. Iron Man 1, good job. They do a good job of showing you all the tech, and it makes the tech make sense how it works. Iron Man 2, again, they give you a pretty good explanation on how the technology works, and it's technology heavy, which an Iron Man movie is supposed to be. This one, 3, very limited tech, and that is a flaw.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One thing that I think that the writer and director does do well, I will go ahead and say this.
Anything?
He basically did not rely on gimmicks for a lot of the stuff in the film. The movie is, I will say this, you won't see where it goes as easily. It's not as easily predictable as what I would say G.I. Joe Retaliation was, because we could see where that was going at all times. In this movie, there is a lot of surprises. A lot of things that you're not going to see.
I'll agree with him.
From
It's
the
true.
beginning.
It does take you to a place you don't think you're going to go. The only problem for me is it's not a
You don't
place
wanna
you want to
go
go there.
there.
You don't want to go to the place they take you in.
They
I'll
drag
agree
you
with
kicking
him.
and screaming.
I'll agree with him. There is a great twist. There's a great twist. You're not going to see it coming. We didn't see it coming. It was great. But where it ends up is where you don't want to be, okay?
Well, since we're hitting there, it's not a secret. This is not spoilers. They deal with the extremist technology, the extremist idea. If you don't know, that's in the comic books.
Yeah,
and
AIM.
if you've read
Oh, not AIM.
Extremis,
No. Here's the
you
thing.
do not
They
watch them.
separated. These are supposed to be 3 separate ideas in the comic books.
Yes.
Extremist is supposed to be one idea. AIM is supposed to be a third villain, a third. In the comic books, it's a separate entity.
Yeah, it is.
And the Mandarin is a separate entity.
And
Here-
they merged them together.
Yeah, they just combined all 3. And no, you don't do that. David?
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+. The thing is that as a movie, it works. I will not deny that. But is it the A+ that I wanted to give it, what I would feel Iron Man itself deserved? No, it's not an A. It doesn't meet that level. It is entertaining, it's good, but I can't go ahead and give it the A.
It's a D.
Okay.
It is a D. That's it. I can't give it any
Give me a
higher.
percentage, because you
Well,
get
explain
percentages.
why. Why
A
did you?
D is a 70, dude.
So,
70.
explain why.
Explain why. You know what? Number one, you have no respect for, the director or whoever came up with this storyline had no respect for the real true fans and really the people that know Iron Man and know all the storylines that went into this. They have no respect for it. And once you go ahead and disrespect that, that's when I say, you know what? You get the grade that you deserve.
For me, I wrestled with it. I mentioned it for the last couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
Really? Now? Now?
Now I am.
No.
It took me a while to get there.
I've been scared since, forever.
Ghostbusters, too.
No. Yeah, and I'm worried about Ghostbusters 3. But, no. But I wrestled with it. As I was watching it, I got into it. But then somewhere along the way, I had to think about it. And, I gotta tell Hollywood. And like what Orly says, you don't mix storylines. You don't mix villains. You broke a cardinal rule. That is a giant mistake. And that's what killed this movie, I think. You don't do that. You don't combine extremists. You don't combine AIM. And you don't throw in the Mandarin. It became diluted. The villain is a joke. And a movie is only as good as a villain. This movie, a D+. Because for one, the action was there. There was action. I can't argue. There was good action. Special effects were there. I was impressed with it. But I don't see enough Iron Man. Iron Man was not there. And because of that, it just really felt short. So now it comes down to you. What do you grade it?
My problem with this movie is they try to make a sandwich out of it. Oh, we'll take a little bit of AIM. We'll throw a little bit of Robert Downey Jr. We'll throw a little bit of Extremist. And then we'll top it off with the Mandarin. And there, we got a sandwich. That should be good enough for a movie. No, you don't do that. He's disgusted. I'm disgusted. We've discussed it. You don't do that. Okay, stick to one storyline, okay, and be true to it. It was not true to Extremist, it was not true to AIM, and it was definitely not true to Mandarin, okay? I don't know why they keep doing this. Why do they keep trying to combine things and thinking it's going to work? It never works, okay? It never works story-wise. I have to give this, and on that point, I'll give it that one. The story, I didn't like what they did with the story, but I think where if you're just focusing on Robert Downey Jr.'s performance, it was great. If you just want to see the movie for Robert Downey Jr., then this movie's great for you. So I gave it a C+, just for that reason. The performance was good. The performance was good. I like seeing some of the armors. That was a plus. But on the downside, there's not enough tech in this movie. Okay, there's not enough Iron Man in this movie, and the villain is very, 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 very weak. But it's an entertaining movie. I'll give it that much. You'll have fun watching.
If you've never experienced Iron Man,
Which is
what I'm saying, if you don't know the comic books, yeah, go ahead and watch it. You'll enjoy it.
well, it's the weaker out of the three now. One was good, two was passable. This one, it fell weak. It's worth watching if you like the other two, just so you know what's happening, because you know it's going to tie into something.
It's worth watching once, okay?
Yeah.
Once, where that wasn't the problem with the first one. I could see the one over and over again. Okay.
Yeah.
Second one, I can see that one every once in a while. It wasn't as I like the first one a little bit better. Second one wasn't that bad for me. This one, see it once, get it out of the way, and that's it. Don't always go watch something else.
Yeah, and here, ladies and gentlemen, see it once, just so you know what happened, because it'll probably tie into the Avengers
Something
2.
else.
It's going to tie into Avengers 2, because that's what they're doing. And see it once just so you know what happened. You're not going to be bored. But it is the weakest one out of them all so far.
It's an action movie. That's what it is. It's not a comic book movie, okay? It's straight up just an action movie. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that goes ahead and ends it for all of us. For all of us at Nerds on the Couch, that's what we feel about this movie.
All right.
See
Stay
you
tuned
later.
for more summer movies. Guys.
Oh yeah,
And it better be
Star Trek
better
coming
ones.
back, coming soon.
17th of May.
Oh, well, there's a whole lot more. And we'll be there to review them for you. We'll catch you later.
See you.
No, wrong show. All right.
We're not even.